for better days to come. They will carry family to come. Labira, looking at the bottom of Liberia, it is time to talk. Breaking time go there, for better days to come. Say good cherry coming to say good cherry day. Labira, looking at the bottom of Liberia, it is time to talk. Breaking time go there, for better days to come. They will carry coming to Labira, they will carry coming to into female. We got the name for information and education. They will carry coming to Labira, they will carry coming to good information. Information in talking and education. They good carry coming to they good carry go. They good carry coming to from Monday to Friday, Liberia. They good carry coming to from Monday to Friday, Liberia. They good carry coming to from Monday to Friday, Liberia. They good carry coming to they good carry Liberia, the water of Liberia. It is that bring it for better discussion. They could carry coming for Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Seku Sherry say, Liberia, Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Seku Sherry say, Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, this is the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to Seku Sherry day. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion.
1 2 1 2 Voice of Liberia 104.1 FM. And any moment from now, we will be paying host to the CEO of Voice of Liberia in person of Mr. Sekou Sheriff and on his program Issues of Today. So if I just joining us, this is Voice of Liberia 104.1 FM and this program is relayed on Voice of Liberia in Margibi County. The frequency is 89.7 and we urge you to be there with us as we are still making adjustments to host the program Issues of Today. So be there with us. My name is Mafida Kamara, and we are setting up all of our equipment to bring to you the issue of today program. The program is expected to be interesting. So we urge you to be there with us, Voice of Liberia 104.1 FM. And a moment from now, we'll be joining our CEO, the lead presenter of the program Issues of Today, to discuss with you the public and followers of this particular station as it relates to issues in the country. So be there with us as we will be paying host to the CEO of Force of Liberia, and we are being informed that this program is relayed on Force of Liberia in Margibi County. The frequency is 89.7. If you are in Margibi County listening to us, want to say thank you so much. Thank you for choosing Force of Liberia. So, like I said, we'll be joining our CEO to bring to you the program Issues of the Day. So be there with us as we are working in our capacity to bring to you the program Issues of the Day. So yeah, like I said, the program Issues of Today will be an interesting one for those of you that are following our dynamic CEO via his Facebook page, what he posted about the former minister, and he will be discussing that on his program lengthily. So we urge you to be there with us. Don't you go away. Be there as the program Issues of Today will be brought to you shortly. So we are still putting our chat instruments together to add this program entitled Issues of Today. Voice of Liberia 104.1 FM and our substation in Margibi County 89.7. I know you are all glued to your radio to hear from our CEO in person of Sekou Sheriff to bring to you the program Issues of Today. Be there with us. This is your power station. This is Voice of Liberia 104.1 of them. My Mafida Kamara, and we are here. We are still setting up our studio to make sure that this program is relayed to you, and we are making sure that this program is cleared because at Voice of Liberia we bring to you quality broadcasting. So be there with us as we are still making a little adjustment in our studio to bring to you the program Issues of Today. So let's get a bit of our bash song and then we get back to you, the listening public. So studio, play us the theme song of Issues of Today.
Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Sekou Sherry say, Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Cherry coming to Cherry La vida de la vida es la information and education. Secretary coming to talk. Secretary coming to talk. Good information. Information is talking and education. Secretary coming to Secretary Breaking sense for the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Seku Sherry de La Bira, La Bira. Breaking sense for the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Breaking sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Seku Sherry say, Liberia, listen to the
Good evening to the good people of Liberia. Good evening to all of our good listeners in and out of Liberia. It feels good to join you tonight to talk about the issues that matter to our country, things that we love to do for our country. This is what we do in terms of promoting the growth and development of Liberia. I want to say good evening, folks, to all the great, good people of this great country, Liberia. My name is Sekou Sharif, and I want to say thank you to the entire team, the man Dante Weir, who has helped in making this broadcast to be a success, the man Simela Sharif, who has been able to do all he can, Mafila, who's also behind the camera, making us to be live on the television. And I want to say thank you to Patrick Sa, who's in our main studios, connecting all of the necessary connections to have us live tonight on the show. I want to say thank you to the rest of the other guys, Emilio, Oga, like I usually call him. They helped in us bringing the broadcast equipment to where we are. But we are broadcasting tonight from an unknown location, and we want to say thank you. And it feels good to speak to the Liberian people, talk about the issues that matter to our country, Liberia. For those of you joining us from Mangibi County, other parts of Liberia, other counties, you've joined us tonight. I want to say thank you for joining us. We coming to you live and direct from Monrovia, but not in our main studios on Capital Bypass, but we're broadcasting to you. Okay, too many things happening in Liberia, man. We're talking about the elections. We're talking about the ongoing campaign in the country. Politicians are reaching out. They are telling the folks, giving out the messages about what they think they can do for the people, and letting them know that they've got solutions to the problems the people faced, while the government continues to tell the people that they are the right people to lead this country, and no one should give them rhetorics as to they can do what the government has not been able to do. There are lots of things in the country, so we've got too many things on our plate. For some of you that we are friends on social media, you observed that earlier on today, there lots of posts, and the posts were around the Minister of Finance, Samuel Twe, and I expressed my feeling, how I see things, and I said the way I said it, and I have no regret for some of the things I posted. And today, part of the show, we're going to provide our independent analysis about how we see things, and our own advice to our good friend and brother, the Minister of Finance, Samuel Twe. And also, we also speak to the conscience of the president as to what we think is not being hefty on the part of the Minister of Finance to allow him to continue to do what he's doing. Now, it is not out of hatred, or maybe you don't want or you don't like the person, but we're looking at something more bigger than what maybe the folks are saying. So we're going to provide some thoughts about that issue on the show today. We'll also talk about this thing, and it's very important to look at the peace of the country, because if you listen to some of the statements coming from political actors in the country, and when they are pushing hate messages, statements that will undermine the peace of the country, it is just fair enough so that we can, straighten some of the contradictions, so that we all can work to maintain the peace of the country. No matter how we, disagree, I think it is healthy that we can discuss the issues, but we should not be able to do things that will take us back to the dark days. Mind you, for some of us or some of you, you know exactly some of the things that happen in this country. So yes, we can discuss the issues, but it is unfair to go ahead and threaten the peace of the country. So two different statements, one from the political leader of Unity Party, and the other is from Senator Prince Johnson. So tonight we'll be weighing in and providing our thoughts about that issue on the show, and we'll also lay some reference or references to what we're going to be saying and back them by facts, and also make the people to understand why it is not important for us to preach hate messages. If you think you can, win the minds of the people, or you can get the votes from the people, it's just fair enough. We have days now to October 10, where Liberians will come up in their numbers to vote exactly they want to vote. But making the kinds of threats, I think it is not fair enough. So we'll talk about that. Honorable Nathaniel Fallow Mangill, um, he's going to be closing his campaign on the 7th of um, next month. Yes, that's officially approved by the National Elections Commission. He's going to be officially closing his campaign in my Gibi County, and we'll tell you about that issue. We encourage you, my Gibians, those of you that have got the voting rights, to turn out in your number, and we'll tell you some things about Honorable Nantana Falomagio as well on the show today as well. So we've been preaching something, and we reach a point, it is taking another stage. On yesterday, we said to you Liberians through our program that we were able to conclude with our lawyers, with the management, on the decision in which we decided to take as to the point of us informing one of the commissioners at the Liberia Revenue Authority. And our action is in the good interest of Liberia, where we think that a company, not just this company, there are lots of other companies that have been defrauding the government of Liberia. So we will talk about that. We'll read you the letter. We'll read you the letter. Um, so you will listen. So you will know about it exactly what is it we've been able to submit to LRA. We'll read you the letter, and in that letter, like we said, we challenge and encourage LRA to invite us, maybe have a panel or bring us to an investigative team where we can prove to LRA and the world at large as to the market business center or company owned and operated by Lebanese, how it has been duping the Liberian government of millions of dollars. We have them on record. We'll read you the letter, fellow Liberians, so you can listen to it. And we want to see what exactly they will do. If they don't do it, then it says to us that they are encouraging what the folks are doing. But trust me, even the people at LRA, we challenge them 100 times to play this as the regular thing, because this is a very big syndicate. We send them the communication. If they don't respond appropriately, we use the other means. We've also shared the communication with our international friends, and they've expressed deep interest into it as a means of us all fighting what we call quote unquote corruption. Most of you would think that corruption is only in government, where people work in various offices, they corrupt. No, that is not just corruption. There are other forms of corruption that people will turn and see it. But we'll also let you know on today. I'm told the United Party took a complaint to the Supreme Court, mainly the National Elections Commission. So Unity Party has filed a complaint to the National Elections Commission, but I think that will water down into this quote unquote threat issue, which we're going to be talking about here today. So that is it. Folks, want to say thank you for joining us, man. It feels good to be with us tonight on the show. I'm seeing some of you that were posting, saying some of the worst things about me. You are now listening to me. Yes, this is it. Hmm? This is the beauty of what we do. Sometimes some of the things we will say you don't like it, and sometimes some of the things we will say you will hail us for it, and some of the things we do you don't like it. But honestly, we are not answerable to you. What we think we need to do is to do what will benefit the country, not an individual. So, yes, like I said, many things to talk about today on the show. My name is Sekou Sharif. Uh, My name is Sekou Sharif. Gave me the volume small a little bit. My name is Sekou Sharif, and indeed, I'm here tonight up to 9 o'clock, inshallah, with the blessing of my parents. We'll be here up to 9 o'clock on the show. So, stick and stay. Don't you go away as we get into so many interesting issues here today. Like on many other occasions, the Minister of Finance of the Republic of Liberia appeared on the state radio, and it was being relayed on several other radio stations across the country. And he had lots of issues to discuss. And we started to talk about some of the things that we think that the Minister of Finance has not been doing well. But that issue will be on the second segment of the show. But now we're going to start our discussion and letting the Liberian people know about a few things, and also uh, making them to understand things that are happening in the country. And I'm going to play you two different voices. Part of the two different voices, I'm going to play you the very first voice, and that voice is about the political leader of Unity Party in person of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boaka. Of recent, he made a statement, and that statement, it is being clear, and you have a cross section of people, interpreting it the way in which they understand it, and some people are expressing frustration, while others are thinking that what he said is in no way wrong. It has no means to undermine the peace of the country, and so you have the diverse views, right? Some people will support and some people will not support. So I want to take a time to play this three different times in row. Three different times in row. And I want you to listen and listen well, fellow Liberians. I'm going to play you this, and I want you to listen and listen well about what the former vice president of Liberia, what he said. I hope my producer Patrick will play this. Play this three times in row.
They will see this election, you will not lie, because if you do it, that's the end of this country. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie, because if you do it, that's the end of this country. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie, because if you do it, that's the end of this country. We're not going to allow that. It's a free country, my brother. It is. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie, because if you do it, that's the end of this country. We're not going to allow that. Because if you do it, they think they will see this election, you will not lie. Because if you do it, that's the end of this country. We're not going to allow that.
Okay, thank you, Patrick. I thought you should have been playing the thing because I was trying to do another thing. You need to be, fast at in terms of doing this now. Even though I said play it 3 times and you're not hearing me, so you needed to. But I want you to play it again, so that can we move to Senator Prince Johnson voice? Let's see whether we can play Senator Prince Johnson own part of this entire thing. Let's hear it. Folks, if you're just joining us, you're listening to the show Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia, 104.1 in Monrovia, and 89.7 in Kakata, Gibi County. And we want to talk about this thing in depth, about the issue where, yes, about the threats on the threat about the peace of our country, and it's just fair enough so that we can weigh in on that. Patrick, if you get that, you can play for us the voice of Senator Prince Johnson. But until you can have it, I want to say a few things here. Ambassador Boakan, of the history he has not been noted for being that violent person. He's not noted for being that person that will be too harsh. He's not that person that will do things that maybe out of law. Ambassador Boaka in the country, people will attribute that statesmanship to him based on the way he lived. But like I said yesterday, and I want to say again, at times people are influenced by people that they associate themselves with. At times, people are influenced by the people they associate themselves with. So some of the things that they will do might not be of their self, but of what their association attributes to them. So in this case, some of you that will say, oh, Ambassador Boaka did not mean to threaten the peace, or he said this in another way. In all fairness, for you to say that if anyone rig election, that will be the end of this country, and someone will say that is not a threat, then you must be thinking or understanding it somehow different from the normal way him will understand. Now, a few things I want you to take into consideration. Criminals, they know their friends, right? Criminals know their friends. For example, they will say all the criminals to red light, the ones to ELWA, the ones on Broad Street. When they meet, at times there are things they have in common. They know each other, either sometimes the jargons or something, everything they use, right? So they know each other. So yes, the analysis I want to make. Ambassador Boaka, who has been the vice president for Liberia for 12 years, 12 unbroken years. He served this country as vice president. There were a lot of rumors that on many occasions, or two of the past elections that were held in Liberia, they were being rigged by Ambassador Joe Boaka and the likes of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. They talk about the 2006, the 2017. No, the 20. It's not the 2017 because it's the 2017 that brought President Weah to the presidency. But the past two elections, at one point in time, everyone saw that it was very glaring that George Weah won the election, but that election, quote unquote, was being rigged. And it was part of the Joe Boakai administration that Liberians experienced such. So, what did George Weah do? Out of peace sake, he was being asked, knowing fully well at the time he had the influence over the young people, and he was from the major opposition bloc in the country. So, for any reason that Ambassador Weah at the time could ask the people and say, "Oh, come out in your numbers," who have come out, and it could have called something more bigger. But that time he didn't do it. So what is it I'm trying to say here? You know, they say the bread with the same fellow fly together, and criminals they know they are friends. How did Ambassador Boakai reach a point to say someone wants to rig the election? Then you want to say, apparently, it is what that helped the Unity Party for the period they serve that they rig election. So he feels that the similar thing will happen to him. Because during the second term of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, we all witnesses in this country. When they made Ambassador Weah as the peace ambassador of Liberia, the election, everyone said it was rigged. So sometimes, logically, you would think that maybe ambassador it is something that they did before. So he's thinking that it could be the same thing because there are no sounds to say somebody will rig. It is under George Weah, under this government. It is under this government that you have a sitting government supporting a candidate, and that candidate lost an election in Monserrado County. But the opposition, they did not say that the people wanted to rig the election, though. They did not mention that the president or the government wanted to rig the election. There was nothing about it. It is not possible. Let me tell you, just for example, in Bomi County, the election that brought Setuma to prominent, that election, Laha Gbagba Lasana, the late, everyone said in Bomi County that he won the election. And what happened? He was being dragged on the order of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Unlike under this government, you have a certain government candidate running for the senatorial seat in 2020, ran for the senatorial seat, and that person got defeated, and the results were in favor of the opposition. But at that time, the opposition did not say that result was rigged. No, the reason why I'm saying it, sometimes our brothers and our colleagues in the opposition, they need to understand a few things. This country belongs to everyone. You don't think that you own this country than anyone, that you come and make some reckless statements and you make some threats as if to say, if war come to Liberia today, you will not be in this country. So I expected the people in the Unity Party to have even condemned the statement of Ambassador Boakai, or maybe ask Ambassador Boakai what he meant. Because sometimes you can speak out of certain level and you can realize that what you said, it is a mistake. You didn't mean to say what you explained. But not to see them and to be honest, all the writings on the wall, they are very clear that this government has been able to uphold some democracy to a certain level. What that happened in the election that brought Senator Darius DeLong, during Ellen time, under Joe Walker and the administration, it couldn't happen. They couldn't have allowed it. They couldn't have allowed it for any reason. They could have done anything because looking at that race, it was a very tough race that the opposition wanted to show that strength and the government wanted to show that strength, and they did all they could do. But the people of Monserrato at the time, they said, no, it is Darius DeLong we wanted. The government has now you don't want to believe the National Elections Commission, the very same National Elections Commission that called the results, and you were pronounced as the winner of the elections. So then the National Elections Commission was transparent. They were not raking elections. They were not doing anything wrong. But it is now because either maybe sometimes people you can sense your defeat at a particular time. So maybe sometimes you think that, even though you run a campaign, but your message is not resonating, or you cannot uphold to some of the things, or you see things are moving differently, even though you know how you get the crowd. And that's the reason why you see, I don't like people basing their strength or their issue on crowd that you see doing political rallies. Listen, people bringing out car is something as usual that anyone will do that can afford. If, for example, you can afford, you want to bring 1,000 persons out, it's just as easy as anything like you eating bread and butter, because you can pay people to come out. So I don't freak that thing where you will listen to people be talking, say, oh, we have the crowd, we put the highest crowd out, so it shows that. How can that translate or get transformed into the actual votes that you need? And there's one thing I need to say, and this being I'm not being biased, but I'm just being straight to the point here. In terms of pulling crowd, Unity Party and the CDC history, it is something that, yes, Unity Party cannot compare a certain level with CDC in terms of pulling crowd. CDC has been the party where they've had that strength of pulling crowd. So it said that crowd will make you to win the election immediately. Certainly no. That thing is self bluff that makes the politician to think that he's been loved, but deep down it cannot translate into votes. And that's the reason why I respect some of the other politicians that are not minding the crowd. They're running their campaign, they're sending out their messages, they're telling the people what they want to tell them. But you see, the CDC and the United Party, they look at the crowd issue and everything. So at times people are pushed. We come back to the threat from Ambassador Boaka. So now you see the trend of threats are coming in. Senator Prince Johnson, a notorious warlord. This is why he hates to hear, but we need to say it though. Senator Prince Johnson, you are a warlord. You kill innocent people. People say, yes, we should forget about the past and everything. Yes, we can forget about the past. But how do people forget about the past when you stay doing the things that will make people to reflect their mind on the past? Senator Prince Johnson, in all fairness, you're not supposed to be threatening peace in the country. That is still what you did in the past. You succeeded to make this country to be where it is today. Who do you think you are? You will sit and threaten the peace of the country. It is unfair. No one wants to encourage it. It is not that because today he's supporting the opposition. If Senator Prince Johnson could be supporting the government, the opposition could complain about it. So today now, the opposition see it to be nothing wrong. He sits there and threatens the peace of the country. Now, somebody will say, can you quote what the vice president said, the political leader of the Unity Party? He has the capacity. I want to say to you that Ambassador Boaka has the capacity to cause chaos in this country. Why? Now listen. Ambassador Boaka is associating with people that have got the capacity. that are willing to afford him that capacity to implement it. They just need to be instructed. The likes of Prince Johnson, the likes of Board Naked in call said Joshua, who is say rescue who and everything. Is Ambassador Boaka collecting some of these things? They got an international community. They're watching. He's messing himself up with the wrong people. Ambassador Boaka is mixing himself up with the wrong people. Do not allow power to make you to do things that you need not to do. Ambassador Boaka, you've been a very distant man in this country. No one will say anything wrong about you that you support a war, you form part of war. No, you father impeccable character. But now see what you're doing to yourself. You have the legs of Prince Johnson, you have the legs of Bon Naked, you have the legs of Yeke Koloba, you have the legs of other people that will make these kinds of things and pump you to say these things that will plunge this country. But yesterday you say you love the country. How do you love a country and you say if you don't win, that will be the end of the country? How possible it is. I'm just saying this because, folks, we need to be honest to our conscience. Sometimes when our leaders do the wrong thing, we need to tell them what they've done. It is not right. We need to tell our leaders to do what is right. Right? You cannot come to this point and you do that. It is unfair. It is unfair. It is totally unfair. It is totally unfair. The statement from Ambassador Boaka, the statement from Senator Prince Johnson, they need to be condemned. And I see the international community, the folks, how you call them, ECOWAS, they're coming up with a statement saying that we condemn and we ask you to refrain and everything. Now ECOWAS should be able to tell Ambassador Boaka and tell what's his name, Prince Johnson, and say you guys need to stop making these kinds of threats against the peace of the country. We should not allow these things to continue to happen though. Hmm? It is unfair. Let us think about where we've come, what the people went through. In Ambassador Boaka's own red mind, he cannot say that thing. He knows that it is not right to say it, but he has associated himself with warlords, with people that has no respect for humanity, with people that will do things they don't regret, and think say they will do anything because of power. So someone want to ask, how did Ambassador Boaka reach this point? And some of you will sit there and say, oh, yeah, the man said if. So who wants to steal election? Do you think we need to be using the kinds of words that this country will come to an end? Do you think we need to be using the kinds of words that this country will come to an end because Joe Biden cannot win? So you have a mindset that only you're supposed to win the elections. Then somebody want to say you went to the 2017 elections, you were flocked by the very person that you are going against now. And in this case, a certain government has an edge in terms of these things because they got the finance, they got everything, all the ministries and agencies work on it like you did in 2 separate elections that kept you as vice president for 12 years for this country. So I think it is not something well for us to do. It is not something well, Ambassador Boaka. You didn't do well, and but now you need to refrain and you need to desist from the kinds of statements because they will not occur well for us. Mind you, you have followers, you have people that believe in you. So tomorrow, if they think that you what you've said, and at the end of the day, you cannot win an election, then they want to go on the street. They want to take the laws into their hands. They want to do things that will not be good. They want to carry out things that won't be good. So what you should do by now, you should be able to go to you should be able to go out, continue the campaign, right? You need to continue your campaign. Reach out to the people. Give out your messages. Tell them what you've got. Tell them how you intend to change the country. Tell them what you did not do if you can do it. Liberia is just a good country where you see Most of these things, people like the Prince Johnson, Bob Naked, Joshua Blayu, I call him. I was just like kidding myself when I saw Joshua Blayu on an interview saying that he won. So, the people, they are blessed. We have a society where except the kinds of people, Joshua Blayu, they're not supposed to be seeing the daylight. Prince Johnson not supposed to see the daylight. Yes, because of what they did to our country, but they are the ones that decide the fate of our country. Then somebody will want to come and say they want to threaten the peace of our country. Ambassador Boka, you sending your character in a place that people will question you tomorrow, and one will say to you that we thought that Ambassador Boka couldn't have done this. How did you reach the point to say, oh, this is it and this is it? No, certainly you didn't do well. You didn't do well, oh. And let me say this: no one should think that they have this country or have more than anyone, or you can wake up and threaten the peace. Everyone in this country now, with the little investments they've got in somehow, some way, they will not be willing to go back to that thing you call war or allow themselves to be used, and do things that won't be good for the country. But let's go to the lines and take calls and listen to you on this issue. And I just thought to do this. I think it was very, very important. Um, uh, 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 I think it was very, very important to do this. 0770 907 907 are the two local lines to join us on the show tonight. Let's hear you. We've said ours, and you can say yours, and together we can disagree to agree, and so we all can
Hello.
talk together. Good evening.
How you doing?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Go ahead. Let's hear you. You joining us somewhere.
Yeah, you mentioned pertaining to a statement Ambassador Joseph Baba made.
Go ahead, sir. You're live.
Yeah, the statement Joseph Baba made, it was not a threatening war for the country. They were just mentioning that if the ruling party decide to rig the election or they decide to win the country, is done. Right?
So who determines
threat.
an election is being rigged? Who determines that?
I'm not getting it clear.
I'm asking you, who determines whether an election is rigged or not?
Hello?
So you're not getting me. I said, who determines such?
Hello?
Okay, let me take another person. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yes, thank you for your topic on the discussion. According to the KAB statement that he make, I don't think it's a bad statement in a sense. If the election goes the right way, nobody will get any problem with it. But if NEC will sit down and allow things go the way it's supposed to go, and somebody see, then NEC will be the one to cause a serious problem. So this time we are asking NEC to do the right thing to make our peace to be stable. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take another person. Good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. You're alive.
Yes, I'm Thomas Clare, I call from the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want to say thank you for this program. But the man that Joseph Baba made, have you ever watched the show they call Praise Mansion or PTSD? Because of drug those communities for. Because of bad government those communities for. So when Joseph Baba did that, we will not look at any kind of negative concept. Every time I play president, we are for all these things. A president, we are going to put all these people over when he took power. They're not going to be around here making noise. Open the economy and work ground code. And let all these people go. Clear our country. But you refuse to do it. Now there are people backing at you, then you want to get better. They want to be pushing that kind of better politics and here. We're talking about our country president. People, those men are not supposed to be around here. See what he's the one keeping them here. So you don't bring Joseph Baka for that statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me take another person here. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, good
How are
evening.
you? Hello?
Yes. Go
Hello,
ahead.
my name is Anis Gupta. Is you getting me? I'm speaking from Johnson here. Hello? There you go.
Good evening. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, go ahead. You're live.
Hello, man, you know.
Yes,
No,
but
well,
we
my name
hearing
is
you though. I'm
James
hearing you.
Matabe, calling from Kokokowa Benson Street.
Okay, go ahead.
Man, when your issue can always discuss one side, and not supposed to be like that. You as a journalist,
Oh, too bad. Let me take another person. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, good evening. Go ahead.
Calling from New Jersey LC, Samuel Mani.
Mm-hmm.
To speak to the issue, it's so saddening to hear people compromising our peace because of people that they love so dearly. Nobody is better than Labrador. That one of the things we should understand. Leader will come and go, Labrador will still remain. So people can love people to the extent that even if they're doing wrong, they're not able to correct what the person is saying. It got me so sad sometimes if I see people appreciating our leaders for doing the wrong. It's very, very sad because the people who destroy our country tomorrow, they have the ability for them and family to go live elsewhere for them to enjoy themselves. We will still be here suffering.
I'm
People that
telling
have to
you.
learn in this country. Politicians are the ones destroying us, but sometimes we are blind to it. It sounds so foolish for people to come and say, the papi were not saying this, papi were not doing that. The man saying there will be no more like brother. People want to papa what he's saying. It's so sad.
Thank you very much. Let me take another person on the line here. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. My name is Anis Gupta and I'm calling from Johnson here.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for the topic on our discussion. You see, Liberia, just what you said, Liberians are noticed for people who do bad or saying bad things, negative things about the country who carry access of living and leading in the predicament that later for people they can glorify. You see, people like Prince Johnson, born naked and they're supposed to be seen daylight. Because they see daylight, people working for them, so therefore all of people want to be like that. So no precedent will set for them that while they're doing nothing. So what Mr. Boga said that only you can saying yes. Before all of calling telling you say yo that was talking one side, while all of people are speaking against it, they can't say the truth. So what they say is for themselves, and not for us. What whosoever win the election will be our president. So bye bye.
Thank you very much.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you, Sobu Sherry. My name is Sarah Johnson. I pull in this evening from the reading room of Ambassador Joseph Nimambwaka.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make it public to know that the statement that Ambassador Joseph Nimambwaka used is not a bad statement. The man said, based on the irregularity and the delinquency from the National Election Commission that we are observing, that she even stand before the first branch of government to say on the 18th we're going to publish the voter rule. The voter rule for people to see their needs.
Go ahead, sir.
hello.
You're live.
Yeah, my name is Gar Salif, and I thank you for the topic on our discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the callers are deviating from the fact that Labrador is all we have. Labrador is first and Labrador is last. I think the statement from the honorable former vice president was very much irresponsible, and I think it needs it needs a national attention. With the education of Ambassador Bwaka, I don't think using this word that if this election is rigged, there will be no Liberia is very irresponsible of him. And I think it is about time that we, the youth, call upon Ambassador Bwaka to apologize to Liberia and the Liberian people. Liberia have a fragile peace, and with this statement, it hinders and has the propensity of attracting
war into our country. I think this is irresponsible of Ambassador Bwaka, and this country needs an apology. The term that he's using to say these things is very, very bad. I want to thank you for the topic on the discussion. Thank you. My name is Guy.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Good
Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Good evening, sir. You are live.
Yeah. Brahma Sherry is my name calling for New Kakata, currently in Kakata.
Thank you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, the analyzations of the public, even though we may contradict it in different manner and form, but I do believe that it's not a way in which how people think about it negatively. The paper is not saying any negative something about war. The paper is saying that the situation we are undergoing, if we continue and we re-elect this government, I think it would be the end. The end of
He did not say if it continues. Hello, sir. He did not say if it continues, we re-elect the government. He said if the people rig the election, he was particular about the government, and that will be the end of the government. He did not say in that form and manner in which we are saying, sir.
Yeah,
Please.
so I do believe that it's not anything left to bring war. If Joe Parker was to bring war, I think
Joe Parker has the capacity now because of the people he's associating himself with.
Like in crisis, but he rejected the result and tell the people let the men take it. Then how will you be coming on now and telling people like indeed that the men want to bring war and bring Johnson want to do this? All these things, statements we got to sit and analyze these things, not only to be talking about negative aspects in order to preach our political ambition.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. We do appreciate your participation. We'll take another person. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. 0770. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed F. I call from the Kawa, New Georgia community.
Go ahead. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, we hear people backing the statement on Ambassador Joseph Imabwaka. For me, it just reflects my mind when they were in power. These are things that they've been doing to this President George Manawiyat from 2005 to 2011 election. So he still feel that they will do the same thing to him by rigging this election. And this man don't have any record of such. If this man could rig an election, the election of Darrell Jerome and that of Nyombe Kanga Lawrence would have been rigged. But I don't see in that direction. But anyway, we are not going to be deceived by their words. We'll still vote our president for the second term.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on to this line. Hello. Hello. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 0880 907 907. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Yes, you're live. Go ahead.
Hello.
Sir, you're live. We're listening to you. Go ahead, please.
Yes. Okay. This I do call you from District 11, Bannersville.
Go ahead.
You know, I said I do call from Bannersville.
Sir, you are live. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Sebu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, do you know that you are adding lag or something? Hello.
Let's take another person. You're finding it difficult to remain on the line. Hello. Hello, sir. The lines are bustling. Numbers are coming. The calls are too many.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. You're live, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Christian calling from Morris's Farm.
Morris's Farm. Go ahead.
Yeah, according to Ambassador Joseph Imabwaka was the country. If you listen to what I recorded, very just think of what is his 50 success. He's bringing his money down. Yeah, very. Take it down.
Voice of Liberia. Issues of today on Voice of Liberia 104.1 in Monrovia, 89.7 Kakata and other counties. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Awakawa, calling for Cali Street.
You calling from where?
Yeah.
Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take another person. You on the line? We say go ahead. He said, yeah. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Sherry, how you doing?
Yes, we're doing good. And you?
Hello?
Go ahead, sir. You're live.
Okay, this is Peter Gua for Central Kakata.
Central Kakata. Go ahead.
I want to thank you so much for this kind of a topic. You know, Ambassador Boaga, they had nothing to show to the people of the country. I'm very sorry to say this because he bringing around Prince Johnson and the other Paul Nigga, these are war criminals. So the Liberian people will not give credence to Ambassador Joseph Boaga for such a statement. If you want to bring a war, you will not allow a war to come in this country. You're not going to give any credence to that. You make sure that we elect President we are to carry on our development for our country and for our future tomorrow. Mr. Boaga doesn't have any future. He's an old man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. We'll move to another person. Hello. Hello. Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Hello. Hello. You're live, but you're not saying anything, though. We need to take another person. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, you are live. Go ahead. Okay. It seemed to be you're not ready. Hello.
Lama Sherry is my second time calling.
Second time. The other people that have not called, you can just allow them to call too.
Indeed, when Prince Johnson was on CDC,
Sir, the other people that did not call, please allow them to call. Let's take another person. At least you've called before. Let's take another person, please.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Oh, yeah. My name is Gandolo. I call from Sokoino community. What I want to tell people of Liberia is that Prince Johnson and that of Born Neke, Liberia have people of Liberia that got right. If Prince Johnson and that of Born Neke they did anything in Liberia here, they would say they should go to the Hill. But now they got a party system in Liberia. Any other person, they can take part in any other party. So if even Prince Johnson and Born Neke they have joined to the Unity Party, it doesn't mean that if any let me see Joseph Walker has said that such a thing should be up like a voter roll registration, then people should take it against Mr. Walker that he bringing Prince Johnson or Born Neke into the party that they want to bring war. Mr. Walker is not
Okay. Thank you. God. We're talking about the peace of this country. If you think that the peace is something not important, even the ambassador Boakada is saying it, if for example, we have a crisis in this country, he himself would not sit to where he sitted. So we should bear in mind that the peace of this country remains paramount to every one of us, and it is everybody's business. Hello.
hello.
Yes, hello. Good evening. Good evening. You are live. Okay, let's take another person. The lines are bustling. When you call, just go to the point, please. Hello.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm okay. And
Yeah,
you?
the reason is dropping more calls. I just decided to call Lusa because I'm having enough getting on. When people call it, the phone is on a busy tone.
Yeah, because
so
you have too many persons calling, though.
I say I try calling. They keep telling me call back, so you got to look at it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. But the thing is, on a you have
Hello?
persons. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello, you're live, sir.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. Hello?
Sir, you are live. Please go ahead. We are listening to you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity, on having me on this show. My name is Clinton Abraham Tilly. I call you from Kakata City, Basel community.
Sir, you are live. Please go ahead.
The statement being made by our
our Vice President, Ambassador Joseph Mabwaka, we think that the first thing people should consider is at what time and what season people make statements. The time and season we are going to watch election, and then you are saying if anything happens, that's the end of our country. We think that I think there is some honor, tone in this statement, and more besides, he being a stakeholder within our country making such a statement. You can clearly see that statement is very much serious and it needs to be taken seriously. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Another person here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the topic on our discussion. My name is Paul Dupo, and I'm calling from Johnsonville. I think from our youth perspective, we understand that Ambassador Bwaka has some hidden agenda. I think this is appalling, and it needs some serious attention. Ambassador Bwaka has shown to the Liberian people level of limitedness right here between he and the ruling party, I should say. It happened to the CDC when President Weah said, because of peace, I will let it go. Now he has not even taken power and made this wretched statement. I think it is wise enough for Ambassador Bwaka to come to we, the Liberian people and the youth, to apologize for such a wretched statement. For Prince Johnson, we that are even the conscious minded from Nimba, we are seriously against him because we know how bad he has been over the years. So we will continue voting President Weah from Nimba, and it is so nice that my little brother is the first time voter chair for CDC chapter in Nimba County. So we will go against them every plan they have against our country. Let us know that Liberia is first and Liberia remains last. Liberia first, Liberia last. That is all. The peace that we have here is fragile, and we all need to uphold it. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's take another person here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Let's hear you.
Marcus Brutus.
Okay, calling from where?
I call from Sinkombe.
Go ahead, sir.
I think what I have in mind has to do with our past president. Now we realize that our vice president is a man with integrity. But the kind of people that he moved with.
Thank you. Like I said, the people you associate yourself with, they got influence
now
on your activities.
I try to reconsider this man's decision and give my full support to the sitting president. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You just got my point. That some of you are calling and saying, let's hold the calls a bit, please. Some of you are calling and saying, now, oh, Ambassador Bwaka, can I do this? Ambassador Bwaka was right to say what he said. We are not saying, like, if you listen to me, when I was setting the basis, I said, Ambassador Bwaka has no record of war. Ambassador Bwaka has been a statement where people will say, you know, they will criticize him for other things, but they won't criticize him for being violent. But the reason why people will take such a statement serious and want to condemn Ambassador Bwaka, it is because of the people he currently associates himself with. Let's look at the records of the people he's currently associating himself with. The likes of Prince Johnson. Who is Prince Johnson? The likes of Bodnicki. I say rescue defender or whatsoever. Who is Bodnicki? Or who was Bodnicki? The likes of, the other people that he's associating himself with. In your own red mind, Ambassador Bwaka only have reached that point to say he would threaten the peace of the country. But he must have been encouraged by the people he currently associates himself with. So it is something that you need to accept and let us name and shame and let him know that in as much you want to become president, but it is unfair to go to the extent to threaten the peace of our country. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. So at the end of the day, it won't be good. It won't be good. So some of you, at least you people are getting the message. 0770. For those of you watching us on the television, yes, you are not getting our virtual stuff. Yes, it is what we're doing, but in a jiffy, because we want you to get all the calls live on the online television. So we need to set it the way we set it. But when we shall have concluded, we'll also see us as well. 0770. I'm going to take five more calls up to half past the time. Then I will transition now to the very important issue to surrounding the Minister of Finance of the Republic of Liberia, Samuel Twe. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. This person on the line. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, this is William S. Hans, and I'm phoning from Cowell, New Jersey, Northtown.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Seco is a fun discussion, but then I want for us to balance this discussion. It is condemning, let's agree, let's face the fact. Because the first thing we should honestly here, whenever somebody use a statement or make a statement, the person that make that statement determines what they want, what it means. Like you say, you will come out and make a statement. People might take it to be a negative one. They might also take it to be a positive one. But then you will be a delicate person to defend your statement. I'm saying this because Ambassador Joseph Imabwaga is somebody who is on record when it comes to integrity. That's 55. We listened to him recently on OKFM when he said 1,500 men were armed. And these guys were controlled by Bernard, and Bernard placed a call to him. And you were only waiting for a direct go ahead. What Ambassador Bwaga said, he said, not a little time you'll be willing to see that will lost their life because of him. That speaks volume. That speaks against people thinking that war will come in the country. No, let's be honest. When you look at war coming into this country, the NEC, some of those things, most of the time, for me, I
So you think by making threats, hello, sir, you think by making threats will be the best solution? You saying something you don't even want to listen to us?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Let me
thank
take
you
this
very
person.
much.
Yeah.
I just want to tell the people of Liberia that
What's your name, sir?
Walker is not somebody that can bring war in this country.
What is your name, sir, please?
Liberia politics, we are very stupid. We don't
No, not allow you to insult there. Thank you. Let me take another person. Don't kind of insult everybody. How you can say, how you gonna do that kind of thing? What kind of man is it? Hello.
Yeah, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, no bow. How you doing?
I got me calling from 16th Street Singer.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, for the statement I got me, friend Johnson, I'm heard to say some mistakes, but I don't want to use that in your association. We're talking about association that association with people like Prince Johnson. I will carry that to when you are running for campaign again.
No, but when he was associating himself with President Weah and the likes of other people, did President Weah make any threatening statement to the peace of the country? I'm asking you, sir. I've been specific with a question towards the issue, please.
Listen to me.
No, but answer my question, please. Okay, let me take another person. That way you can say, listen to me. You can't tell someone you ain't having conversation, say, listen to me.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, my name is Maurice Bombo from Pillsbury.
Maurice, go ahead.
My dear brother Sekou, I appreciate your topic on the discussion tonight, but I think we need to balance the discussion.
Okay.
I don't want people to feel that one statement made by the former VP is the one that will bring war in this country. We are all aware that the Election Commission had a procedure as per the regulation. Before 30 the voter roll and how they call it should be announced. Up to now, we are still waiting for Election Commission. The media guys are not talking about it, but they are only focusing on one Joseph Walker statement he made in Basel.
Because it's tantamount to cause chaos in the country and bring war.
criticizing the opposition. We should also be criticizing the decision maker in the process, which is election commission, who will.
So why
carry
can we
our
why
election
can we
process.
blame Joseph Boakai for the statement now
And
instead of
sometimes
blaming other people?
we are all just focusing on DMV.
Yeah, because he made a statement though.
When Johnson was associated with the ruling party.
Okay, thank you, thank you. You know, this is the thing. Let me take another person. This is the thing about us. I think is the problem, right? We always want to attribute things. Let's take another call. Let's take another call. Let's take another call. That's the problem about us,
Hello?
right? Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Good evening. Go ahead. Hello. Hello. You're alive. That's the problem about us. We always want to do things because other people did it.
Hello?
Because someone care, you go care too. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, brother.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yes, go
Thank you
ahead.
ever so much for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
This is James Soma calling you from Kakata.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, see, brother, there's a saying that says politics belongs to politicians, and the politicians know what to do with politics. You know the issue about Joseph Boakai uttering such statement. If we are observing it politically, that doesn't mean anything that concerns war. Yeah, he said if the people rig the election, if they happen to rig the election, then that should be the end of the country.
So,
That
hello, sir.
should be
Hello,
the
sir.
end of
Hello.
getting a good
Hello.
political hero like him.
Sir, can I
They
just say
want
something,
people to
please?
frame things like that.
Can I
You
say
know,
something, please?
Liberia will say things.
Can I say something, please? So did the government rig the election when Darrell Zilon won the election in Monserrato? So that election was not rigged. So by that one, they can agree they saw the National Elections Commission as being very independent, right? So now because they someone will say they might be sensing that defeat. That's the reason why they're saying what they're saying, though. Then you want that to be taken serious? Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Well,
Good evening, sir.
yeah, you are just association. We are, and how to call it, Prince Johnson went to outdoors. We are not numerous and we associated with Prince Johnson, which is your war photo, like all of your feeling right now, war photo.
I hear what you're talking, sir. Okay, let's take the last call, then we transition. You will play a song, oldie song, and then we'll take a break to transition. Hello? Hello, good evening. Well, the lines are too. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Sir, you're live on the radio. Okay, let's take another person. If you're just joining us, you're listening to the program Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia. We are broadcasting tonight from an unknown destination where we are not in our main studios. For those of you listening, don't think that we're in our main studios. Yeah, we are not in our main studios. We're broadcasting from an unknown destination, and we are live on 104.1 in Monrovia, and it reaches other counties. And then we also live on 89.7 Voice of Liberia in Kakatan, hitting other countries as well. The last caller, then we take a break. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, Sebo?
Yes, sir. You are live.
Hello?
Sir, you are live. Please go ahead.
My name is Ibrahim Brown, calling from Kakata, Manjiri County.
Kakata Mangibi, go ahead, sir.
Let me say thing about the show. You see the problem, Liberia is now objective. You know that something they store these things. People think they let Joe Broker, they will be here let Liberia. And Joe Broker made up a reckless statement like Asian form. Quite a certain man of peace or man of wisdom that you tell Liberia if they will not take it, the election result go where with them. So what you use that kind of seminar Liberia people call it say, it may have me, what sense they make in
Too bad. He left the line. Let's take a break now. We transition to talk about issues surrounding Ambassador Block. Minister Samuel Tue. My name is Sekou Sherry. Thank you very much for rejoining us on the show. I want to say thank you very much. Whenever I play this song, some of my good friends will be texting me, telling me, say, I always try to. But thank you to each and every one of you for joining us. Those of you who've been listening to us from the start of the show and been watching us from all parts of the world. I want to say thank you very, very much. Um, take time. We want to say thank you very, very much for your commitment. Let me just tell you, for those of you maybe you're out of Liberia and you want to get us, maybe if you don't want to watch the television, you can go on our website on www.voiceofliberiaradio.com. You will have all of our stories. You will have all of our online radios. And then you can listen to the radio station in Kakata Mangibi County. Just go there, you will see it. Voice of Liberia, Mangibi Branch, Voice of Liberia, Monrovia. And then Banga Un is about to come up very shortly. You will see Voice of Liberia, Bon County, Voice of Liberia, Lofa, Voice of Liberia, Grand Bassa. And then we'll go to the southeast. And we want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I'm told the president is in Lofa and he's making some great strive there. The people are coming out in their numbers. The people are pledging their commitments, their support to the re-election of the president. You can see some pictures and some other issues. And we hope and pray that all the things outgoing there will be better. And we wish and hope and pray for peace in our country. Fellow Liberians, welcome back to the show. Yeah, my name is Sekou Sharif. Yeah, So today, let me read you two of my posts I did, and it will be a backing for what I want to say here today on the show. Be a backing for what I want to say here on the show. What to? Yeah, let me go to it, man. Let me go to it. It will be a backing for this. Wow, this country. Wow, are you kidding me? Okay, so let me go to it here. Let me go to my post. I want to read what I posted today, and then you will understand from where I'm coming. I did a post 7 hours ago, and this is what I posted. I said, Minister Twe is educated, but he lacks communication skills. 7 hours ago, I posted. I said Minister Twe, and I was referring to the finance minister of the Republic of Liberia. I said Minister Twe is educated, but he lacks communication skills. And I said, join us at 6 to 9 p.m. on VOL 104.1, 89.7, or www.voiceofliberiaradio.com. I did that post, and then I did another post again. And I said, Minister Twe is causing more problems than good for the re-election of the president. I said he's perceived by the real voters as the problem maker. I said he's perceived by the real voters as the problem maker. He needs to shut up or else. He needs to shut up or else. Then I said, let's converge at 6 to 9 p.m. today and discuss. And I said, don't forget the code is number 18. I said, follow us on VOL 104.1 in Monrovia and 89.7 in Kakata and www.voiceofliberiaradio.com/Voice of Liberia TV. So I did a post today, and I received lots of calls. Some other people were concerned. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Now, I got to speak, and what I'm going to do is what most of you don't do. You are not strong enough to do it. You know the reason why? I won't call the person name. One of my good friends. The person is a staunch supporter of the government, and the person said to me when we're having a conversation, the person said, Seku, one of the problems that Minister Twe has, he doesn't take advice. He feels that he knows everything. So once he wants to do something, no matter the number or amount of advice that you give him of what you understand, he will still want to do what he wants to do. And the person said, one of the reasons why they've stopped certain thing along with the minister, it is because of some of the things they narrated. But that is not the issue. Most of you, some top people in the government, they reached out to me today. They asked me what's going on, why is it, and I said to most of the people, I said, I love to be honest to my conscience. And I don't like people, doing things and making things to look that it is good when it is not good. And even though it was been, made clear, which I want to agree, that as the finance minister, he has the money, so he has managed for himself to have an influence in the media where the people will not say bad things about him, but they can say bad things about the president. He feels good about it. This is the finance minister we have in our country. Listen to me. During our conversation with one of the senior person in government, they said the minister of finance has an influence over the media in Liberia, that they will not say bad things about him, but they will say bad things about the president. Then, as a finance minister, he feels okay with it. He has no problem. Evidence, and I agree with him based on countless issues. But here's the issue, folks. Like I said in my first post, As a Minister Twe, and that you cannot take from him. Minister Twe is one of Liberia's best in terms of education. Listen, and I want you people tonight to listen to me. I'm speaking English, and I'm going to break these things down and I'm going to make them simple so that the people will listen and understand what I'm saying, and I'll put them in simple Liberian English. Minister Twe, in terms of education, no one cannot argue. Minister 12 is well educated. No one can honorate his education. No one can honorate his smartness that is associated with the education. But in life, there's something that God will always do for you. God will not be able to give you all. God will be able to make you to be perfect in a particular area. You could try to be perfect in other areas, but you cannot be as perfect as the way in which you are to be. In some cases, it works, but not in all cases. My first post, I said Minister Twe is educated. His truth is educated. That I can attest to it. Minister Twe is one of Liberia's best in terms of education. That no one, even the people in opposition, will not say, this man is not qualified, he's not educated, he lacks this. When it comes to education, he's dope. You cannot question that about Minister Twe. We gave that to him. But the issue about communication is quite different from the education Minister Twe has. Here is it. Minister Twe lacks the communication skills. Minister Twe doesn't have what it takes to communicate so that that message in which he wants to send out can be received, understood, and accepted by the people he's communicating to. Listen, I said Minister Twe, the finance minister of the Republic of Liberia, is educated, but he lacks the communication skill. He doesn't have what it takes to communicate to the people. For example, Minister Twe, and that it might not be his doing alone, because when things are done, it is on a collective way in terms of governance. When Minister Twe does anything, they say the government. Even though some of the things that happened, they were recommendations, suggestions by he, the Minister Twe, but in government, once it has been done, it takes the head of the government. So, on this issue of the harmonization, many times you will listen for the past years now, few months, this issue about the harmonization has been on nightmare, has been battling the successes of the government. Listen to me. Tonight, I'm going to speak truth. And tonight, I'm going to speak truth to Samuel Twe. And tonight, I'm going to say some hard things. And tonight, I will speak and I don't care. But what I know that I need to say to save us from the problem I'm seeing in the future, I will say it. A level you to take it, or a level of you to reject it, or a level of you to say anything you can say to me. You can brand me the way you can brand me, like most of you, like the last of Samuel 12, that I'm not clear. But listen, the issue about the harmonization, have we been able, as the government, not the entire government, but particularly the Ministry of Finance work along with the Ministry of Information to really make the people to understand that this harmonization, it is not the way you people see it. If you ask me, I will say no. 12 has failed in that direction. You know why? 12 feels that when he says on the radio and say these things as if to say he's battling someone, it makes sense. I have calls, I won't call the names of people. Even someone this morning from the Ministry of Finance. I spoke to them, very senior high person at the Ministry of Finance. Other people from other government institutions. And one person from around the president. And I spoke to them, we're having a conversation. And I asked them, and I want to say kudos to my colleagues that were on the show. And I said to them, what is the message? Has the message in which that Samuel 12 wanted to send out, has it, has it reached out? Has it resonated with the people? What's the outcome of his appearance or appearances he had? I'm not just talking about today, or appearances he had. Is it cutting a course? Is it making that impact? Now you want to ask yourself, if it is making the impact, why is it now you still have people are complaining and they are yet to get the understanding about the harmonization and know it in and say and take onto themselves and say, yes, this harmonization, it was good that the government did it because it helped bring in more people in government. It helped stabilize the salary in a sense, make the salaries to be at a certain level that John Brown and I will not have the same qualification and do them. But this Samuel 12 man has failed to do it. When you're asking Dale Francis and the other people, they've done it. I say resonate. I say reach out. The people are educated. The people are aware. The people know that this thing, now they have skills of communication. Samuel 2, you're educated, but on the issue of communication, I'm an expert for you. You like it or leave it. You can get all your degrees or whatsoever on the line of communication. I'm not bragging, but my kind in Liberia is just few. Because I know how to give the message. If I say today in Liberia, I want the people to get a message, I know how I can give the message to the people and they will get the message. But why you've not done well in it? You have not done well. And let me say this, stop lying to the president. Stop making the things to look correct to the president. Stop it. And I'm about to say some things here. And I will say some things tomorrow. And I will say some things another time. Then I will start to play recordings. You need to stop fooling and lying. I will say in simple English, lying to the president. Stop. And I will say some things tonight. I will shock some of you. You need to stop. This issue about the harmonization, it is hampering this government. Mind you think this government has not done well? Trust me, and I continue to say, were you to put the success stories of this government here and put the 12-year success stories of the United Party, and if you have a very good communicator that will communicate appropriately with the back of needed support, trust me, this campaign, the people themselves will be telling the people that they should not go against the president because the president has done more than other governments. But you are finance minister, when you appear, you start to talk about political issues and forgetting your normal role in which you're supposed to address. Then it shows that you are lost. You lost focus. You don't know what you want to discuss. They got politicians that will discuss the political issues. Talk about the financial issues. Huh? You know, Minister Twe, I like him though. He's a very smart guy. No one can take that from him. If you allow Minister Twe to address or say something in front of you, you ah God. You know, but it's not resonating. Now, let me tell you a few things, Minister Twe. You like it or not, this entire country think and see you as the problem of all the things they've complained and continue to complain about in this government. Even some of the things you are not aware of, they see you as the problem. Do you know how many persons got angry and decided not to vote the government because of their appearance on radio appearances? They see your appearances on radio as a direct insult and mockery to them. Oh, yes. Like, say that John Brown created a problem for you. Then John Brown comes back in your face and tell you similar thing. It's like, oh, okay, they Memphis was stupid, so he will come by and be telling us. Even though it is not the president, but because of the anger the people have for you is what they will translate to the president. So you need to shut up. You appear, you explain to satisfy yourself. You are very combative to make the studio guests or whosoever to believe that you are intellectual, but your message is not resonating. It is not. If you put, listen, let me tell you something. If you put Jefferson Koji here and you put what's his name, you put Samuel Twe here, and you put Akaras Gray here, and these three people go on a discussion, people will listen to Jefferson Koji because he has the skills, he knows how to communicate to. Listen, you can't go be addressing people and you be speaking all these things and everything. That's the reason why I said there are certain communication, you address it a certain way to suit certain caliber of people. You don't do it. They think, let me bring you back to the harmonization. Have you succeeded in making, then you will say, oh, politicians don't want to use it. What have you done so that politicians cannot be able to use the harmonization? What have you done? You already know, according to you, that politicians will want to use the harmonization as a means to protest, to run campaign and also everything. Everyone in politics, they are looking for your weakness. And one of your weaknesses, they think it is the harmonization. So they are capitalizing on it to use it against you. But you are yet to make this thing. You say, oh, you address it. The people that are talking about a planet. It is not how long, but how well. The many times you've addressed this issue about harmonization, what is the impact? You still have people complaining. I will play your audio now today. You hear police officers. Police officers are directing people to go vote for another person. Police officers, I'll play you the recording on this show. It is because of what? It is because Twe has failed to do what he needs to do. At a later time on the show, I will tell you that Twe has not been supporting the Liberia National Police. I'm telling you, it's because he wanted to recommend one of a person to serve as the police director. They did not do it, so what he did, he undermines the entire police function. The police have not been having support. Patrick knows. No, the police has not been having support. But I will give you a statistic upon what I've observed. And I will give you, and I want you people to wait and see after announcement of results in the country, what it will come to reality. You will listen to it tonight. As the harmonization worked, you still have people complaining. There are some people, they are very silent in what they do. They are silent voters. Some people will not complain. Some civil servants will not mean us because they know they want to maintain a job. You go to know, yeah, we agree. Yeah, we agree. But deep down, they are wishing something different. And it is not that the president has failed them. The president cannot be the minister of finance. That's the reason why he appointed people like Samuel Twe. Yes, The issue about harmonization, that was a holistic thing that you needed to do to keep the government running. Let's agree. Yes. Something that any government would do. What have you done? What have you done? And this is the mistake where you can always do. You think, say, when you talk on radio, or that is someone over at Liberia, Let me tell you, Minister 12, let me give you my idea tonight on the show. What you failed to do. And that thing you did, if we all don't work to clear it off, it will affect the president. It is not that the people don't like the president. The people love the president because of your attitude and some of the mistakes you did. It is what the anger the people have for you. It is what they are translating to the president. Now, harmonization, it is a national thing that affected and also improved. Harmonization did two things. One, some people felt hurt. Two, some people felt that it was the right thing to do. So for the people that felt that it was the right thing to do, let them go, because they will already carry a good name, right? For those of the people that felt that their salaries were not to be cut, and they felt that their expenses or whatsoever, you push them into something different. If you can't listen, hey God, yeah. You needed to first of all have a national dialogue, communication dialogue, national. And I say, you can't appear on radio when you hear people talking, and you call it, the government has done this, the government has done this, just because you want to justify to the president that you are the best finance minister. How many counties were reached? How many dialects do you have in Liberia? You needed to produce and let the people explain in a various dialects about the harmonization. Why the harmonization was important. Why the government needed to do the harmonization. How many persons benefited from the harmonization. And why the other people's salaries were cut. When you say all these things, you have this thing to go across the country, though. Communication is not cheap thing. A government. You don't know, say that government, yeah? But when you tell Twe, most of the people that are around Twe, the only thing they will do for Twe, yeah, Paco, you strong, Paco, yeah, but you strong. You move from there, and everything you think, say, your message has resonated. Mr. President, wheresoever you are in Lofa, I'm speaking to you with a heart filled with go towards you. Samuel Twe is not doing well, though. The issue about the harmonization, if it is not addressed aggressively, properly, it will hamper. It might not stop your re-election, but it will seriously hamper. That thing what Twe talking say, they finish addressing everything. This is the part I hate about Twe. He lies too damn much. He lies too much. He makes things to look as if to say they are all good. That's the problem I got with him. He feels that he's the most educated person. So if he thinks about anything, he says anything, it should be the final. Your appearances on radio make no sense. People see you as the problem maker. Then you go sit to go talk to them. If other people had a chance to see you, they will harm you. Because it might not be that you created the problems intentionally, but because of your failure to make them to understand why some of these decisions were taken from the financial arm of the government, it brings about these things. You know all the mistakes you made. Do you know that some people still talking about the 24 million or whatsoever? What have you done? Now, listen, let's agree that all politicians then will play with it and everything. That's the reason why they got strategists in communication. But you don't do it. You don't do it. Now people would think that it is the government in totality. They want to blame the president. It is not you two that are going to re-election. It is the president. And if the president wins the election, you remain the finance minister, and you are the longest finance minister. And let me just say this to the Liberian people listening: if President Weah wins the election, the next thing we'll do is for President Weah to relieve Samuel Twe. He can't be finance minister for more than 6 years. He be finance minister for 7, 8, 10. No, 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 no. No, it will not happen. It will not happen. You know, and I think too the president himself allow Minister Twe to feel he feels entitled to the Minister of Finance position. He feels entitled. Yeah. The man is the longest finance minister in recent, years of governance. So he makes a lot of mistakes, he blunders, and he doesn't care. Some of you, yeah, you might not like what I'm saying, but deep down in your heart, you will know what I'm saying is truth. You know what I'm saying is truth. Some of you need to be encouraging Samuel Twe. Say, shut up. How do you come at this time when people are angry with you and can't speak? You see? There's nowhere in the whole campaign team you see they say Samuel Twe is about to talk. That's why you got spokespersons for the campaign. Allow the people to speak. Allow the structure of the team to speak. But you know what? Let me tell you something. Samuel Twe, the man can play some smart games. Samuel Twe feels that Eugene Nangbe is eating up his intellectual strength or ability or overshadowing because he's the campaign staff. He goes to the president all around and everything. So he wants to, like one of my guys told me, he said, the interview the man did today was to prove to the president, not the people though. He wanted to prove a point to the president. Because if any one of you listen to the interview, and that's the reason why I say Minister Twe is not a good communicator. At a particular time, you have certain interviews. And at a certain time, you don't have certain interview. But this time, you are having interviews to communicate what you want the people to hear. It's what you want to tell them. It's not an interview where you want to be pushed. And my guys that were on the show, they did extremely well. They did not disgrace themselves because of Twe. They did extremely well. They expose his inability to address the issues. Somebody asking you a serious question about the harmonization, and you just say, "Oh, that will not talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll tie everything." Are you kidding me? What have it? What the issue about you talking about it? What I said done? How many people can now come up? How many civil servants can now come out and say, "Oh, if I'm talking about you going to compromise and go make people to come out," how many civil servants will come back and say, "No, listen, the harmonization was important for us to do it, even though they cut my salary, but based on what we've heard, this is what we are saying it was important because our salary is coming this way because this is happening." How many persons? But you stay here making things to look as if to say what you've done, it is the right thing. Like I said, Minister Twe is educated. He lacks the skill to communicate. There are times that you are communicating to people, you use certain tone. There are certain times you want to communicate to the people, you use another tone, and your engagement change, or it changes at a time. But anytime the man goes, he wants to prove that he has the intellectual ability that he can show to the people. He talks a lot, and then the people gets little or nothing for what he says. It makes no sense. At the end of the day, the people understand nothing. So I will open the line, and some of you, I know since today they've been having serial discussions. They pay some people to call tonight to disrupt the show, to do everything. Go ahead. I have radio stations. Every day be calling. But what I'm saying to you tonight, if some of you that are sitting will realize and understand and say that Sekou loves this place, then what Twe is doing. What kind of minister of finance? All he does is not about this man. Let's look at this other thing, folks. Where is on the southeast? He claims the president is in Lofa. The president was in the US. What is stopping Twe to go in the southeast to go and build the momentum like the way you had Thomas Fowler and the other people that were in the southeast? But you know who is there? Moba Malou. The very same people. The people are fighting. It is Moba Malou that is there. I want to go ahead and take in the re-election of president where to be play. Or the thing say that charge play where they will come and be sugarcoating things and go to the president and make the thing to look like as if to say they are working hard. He says on radio to sugarcoat things and say on all kinds of unfunded things that is not resonating with the people. So it shows to you that he doesn't have a base. You find a minister go to the southeast now, go start building the momentum for the arrival of the president, but you stay here. So why your own contribution now? What you do now? The only thing is to cause more problem for the re-election of the president. And Mr. President, let me say this to you. If you don't talk to your finance minister to keep his mouth shut up, and then he keeps talking, some of the things they may say, it will make the people vessel. The people see Twe as the problem maker. He needs to shut up. Let other people speak. Let the real communicators communicate. He doesn't have what it takes to communicate. He mesmerized people as if to say he knows what to say thing and everything. Oh yes, we got this figure. This thing is like this. We did this and everything. Very combative. In these kinds of engagements, you need to appease the minds of the people. Number one, we want to say to the Liberian people, the harmonization was solely intended to make the government to run smoothly, because if we could not do the harmonization, the number of persons who have on the payroll, we couldn't have allowed them, because there were a lot of persons that were on the government payroll. They needed to be put down. Those of the people that were supporting the government in terms of paying the salaries of the people, they were not willing any longer to pay. So the government needed to approve and work along with the IMF on a constrained situation just to keep the government working, because we think to allow the government to collapse with too many problems, it could have been better, which we did, to have allowed us to accept the harmonization where we added other people on the payroll and make salaries to a better place. But if this issue is something that the Liberian people think that we did not do well, all we can say, we say sorry. But if you give us the next 6 years, I think we can work on it. We can make it much better. We can look at it and we can find a better solution for it. The interest of the Liberian people, making you to work and earn your salaries and make you to live a better life, is one of the permanent concern of the president, which he so talked about on a daily basis. So we are working on it. In these kinds of times, these are the things that you need to be saying to the people. All that other thing there, you talking figure, you talking this, you say what do everything. What's the impact? How impactful it is? What sense does it make? How is it resonating? And you come and talk. No. When people go at the Ministry of Finance to get their various government ministries and agencies money to run their various institutions, they don't get that money. Some of your people at the Ministry of Finance are telling the people to get half of the money. If they don't want to accept it, it is up to them. So the people are forced to do it. Like I said, most of the problems in this country, Twe is the reason behind it though. So Twe wanted one of his friends. He is I will not call the guy name, but the man is even running for representative position. I'm told this man, Twe wanted the man to be the police director somehow, some way, because he's close to the president. They recommended it didn't work and everything to remove Patrick Sudi and everything. So what did he do? He decided to strangulate the police. So the police has been strangulated. he decided to strangulate the police. No vehicle, no fuel, nothing on the car to run the police. Police are not even being well taken care of. No uniform, nothing in the car. But when he gets on, the last time we're interviewing and asking about the police issue, he talked blah 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 blah. He could not even answer the issue about the police. So how do we go to election when the police is not capacitated strong enough to protect and defend and those of the people that want to cause chaos in our country? You expect the police to go with their empty hands when the finance minister there, he doesn't want to support the police because he doesn't want the police administration to succeed because he wants his own interest to be as the police inspector general. What is happening here? What is happening? What way is doing all these things? Then at the end of the day, he goes to the president and makes things to look as if to say all is well. He say all the things and everything. Oh, Mr. President, we've been able to do this. And in fact, like my God said, all that appearance I made day today, he did it because he did it because he wanted to prove to the president few things. He wanted to, why you're on the radio, the president listening, he be talking all that kind of things. So you want to ask yourself, some of the appearances and everything, what is the outcome of it? How is it resonating with the people? Since today you appear today, what so much the people that they've been able to say and how it has been able to resonate with the people? What are the things that people are saying concerning your appearance today? Hmm? Hmm? Right? You are not doing good for the government. You are not. You are not. You are not doing good at all. And so today I'm just saying this. Tomorrow we will come back. And some of you that yes, I know you support Minister Twe. I myself support them, but I don't sit and allow the wrong thing to happen. Let Twe shut up. Let Twe start talking too much because people see him as the problem maker. If Twe continues to talk, it will aggravate the people against the government. It is not that the government has not done well. Like I said, the government has done well. Have we been able to get the government messages out there? Why? Why is it people are not aware of the workings of the government? Why? All the good things the government has done. And what a guy named one Koluba at the Ministry of Finance. Let me tell you how most of the guys at the Ministry of Finance are. Let me go for the name KU Koluba. I hope I will get it. I think he's a K. Oh God. I want to see what I will get this guy name. I want to see. Okay, Benedict Koruba. Listen to me. Let me tell you how the guys at the ministry, they are very unserious at the Ministry of Finance. I'm going to read you this message. It was in 2020. In 2020. Listen though, I reached this idea out to Benedict Koluba. I reached this idea out to the very people around Samuel 12. Let me say this. And I wrote and me and them talk. In 2020, fellow Liberians, I want you to listen though. Sometimes they will come and talk and say all the kinds of things and everything as if to say they love the government so much. I said, good day, sir. And then Benedict Koluba responded and said, good day, my brother. I said, hope you are having a great weekend as usual. Do you have any knowledge on government completed projects and ongoing projects, including their locations across the country? Because I was told by someone from the behind Twe that Koluba is the right person to ask about the government projects, sources of the government, where the government has carried out her projects she has completed. I said, do you have any knowledge on government completed projects and ongoing projects, including their locations across the country? Then I sent my number. I said, if you don't mind, you could call me so I will give you details of my request, please. Then you know what the man said? The man said, that is my job, my brother. Very good. So I felt relaxed. Right? Listen, I'm telling you about 2020. I did not tell any of them that I needed them to pay. I was willing to spend my own cash to do this thing because I saw this thing from far. I saw that the people could use these things. What did I do? I said, good. I said, we need to meet and work together on a program I've designed as we move towards elections. We need to start telling the stories of government deliverable and ongoing projects. We want to know all the areas and we will pay visit there and broadcast live to show the good works the government has done and continue to do. Some areas that there will be no internet access, we will pre-record and play it at a later date, both on the radio and television. There are lots of good things the government has done and continue to do, but it has not been told, and for such reason, people are not aware. What did I do? I called the man in 2022. I called the man did not answer. This is Benedict Koluba that takes salary. He takes salary. He works at the Ministry of Finance. We are friends. All the messages are saying he saw all the messages. I share the same thing with a confidant or two. Listen to me. It is not about you giving any one thing, but it is about how we all can work together. Where it comes to communication, it comes to communicating for the people to understand I'm better off than you. The people in this country can listen to me than you do. I don't need to pay other radio stations to relay. I can just use my radio station. Go and appear on one radio station and let me discuss my issue on my radio station and see how the people will follow it. You know why sometimes people will even listen to you? Because you are the Minister of Finance. But you people are not doing well for the government. So you people are very sycophantic. You see the president made things to look as if to say all is well. Like the people like the Benedict Koluba, right? If you people were to only understand that the news and the messages of the government needed to be preached from 2021, 2020, 2021, 2022. There are a lot of things the government has done. Honestly, we cannot say, oh, the government has not done anything. Why is it the people are not talking about it? Why? Why is it people are not talking about it? The Ministry of Information is being strangulated. If you have any other thing, you want to go do it as a Minister of Finance. You want to be the spokesperson for the government. You want to be the Minister of Finance. You want to do this other job. You want to do this other job. At the end of the day, you yield no results. You don't do it. You don't do it. And you are the problem. Let me say this to Koji. You people fought for this CDC. Let me say this to Molo, even though you've been fought today. Let me say this to President Weir. The people love you. But legs of Samuel and other people in your government are the reason why the people are angry the way they are angry. You think the people don't love you? You think the people will choose United Party over you? Certainly they won't do it. But the people want you to understand that they are angry. And talk to your people. And let Twain then lead. Look in the whole CDC. If it is not Koji that will make things to move, if it is not Mobile Molu that will make things to move, if it is not Finda Bundle that will make all her efforts, or the president, you have no one else. All the other people, they are very sycophantic. As soon as you see the president somewhere, other than they gone down, the president went, what program did they organize in the absence of the president apart from the one Koji then did? Where were you? You don't even see the man to some of the programs. Like I said the other day, you're supposed to pull your ego down. In this time, you need the people, then the people need you. Go to the people in Waterside. Be able to make the people to feel and see themselves within you as the Minister of Finance. They encourage the people to say, oh no, but you know what? The man is down to earth. You don't even have the common skills to reach out. Communication can be done in various ways. The body language in terms of communication, it connects. Have you done it? Are you doing it? Are you willing to do it? And the people around, they say, when you tell a man, once the man think about this, it is what he wants to do. You go and take, it doesn't make sense. You take how many hours you sit and talk unrealistic things that doesn't make sense. It is not acceptable. It doesn't connect. You go and do it. And the people around you, you do it to show the people that you got the intellectual ability that you can communicate, you can talk. But is it resonating with the people? It is not. It is not resonating with the people. Are you playing your cards well to make things work? You think that President Weah will come from up the presidency and play your part? What I'm saying to you, brother, enjoy yourself, huh? When the president win, you're not final minister again. Oh. Maybe you'll be final minister for a few months, maybe 1 year. Other people need to take you. I'm not against you. It's not that I don't want you to be final minister. I don't have the power to determine you being a final minister. I don't hate you. But what I hate here is your attitude towards the presidency. You are not being honest to make things to be the right way. You pretend to make things to be okay when they are not okay. Yes. And as of tomorrow's date, I don't care. Somebody say, oh, that election time, when you do that thing, it will make you think the Liberian people can understand. The people said no, say are talking the truth about 12. I don't say the president. They know say that true are talking about 12. So the people would know say none of the president created the problem. So they should not take that 12 vestation again to carry to the presidency. Let it vote the president. None of 12 they voting for. 12 say run for representative position, he can win. He go to Maryland, where he say he come from, he go run enter the district or senatorial, he can win. He doesn't have a constituent. That's the thing about it. When people say, oh, then they get angry, they say, oh, this, they say, what? Take all your support. Stop all your support. All the things you've been doing, stop it. Who does that? Eh? You just work on you also you want to say to above the laws you can make. You just walk on and go make reckless statements and everything that people will find it difficult to even analyze and understand and everything. Even the educated people find it difficult. Twe should not be speaking by now. People see Twe as the problem maker. You talk about all the salary thing, they say Twe. You talk about money matter, they say Twe. Even at times, he doesn't know about these things. To be honest, he might not be in the know. But he says at the helm of power where people think say and most of the decisions, it should meet his approval. You got people talking, they talking everything, they don't have support, they want to do this thing. There's no way. You're not worshiping him as being part of a circle. He doesn't support anything of you. So we in election year now. We're not in your normal time where you decide what to do everything. The other year we in the other time we in. You need to work beyond. Even you not want to work with John Brown. You need to work with John Brown because your boss needs re-election. And that's a thing at times, nobody want to sugar or say something. That's a thing at times you want to compare other past finance ministers. They knew what they wanted. Unlike where he doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants. Oh, yes. You can hate me for it. You can say anything you want to say to me. I agree. You can do anything. But what I'm saying today, some of you that will bear with me and agree, and some of you, even in the government, are angry and against the things that Twe is doing. But you're not getting the bravery to talk. But some of us, we can talk. Because if we don't say these things and our friends and the president, he doesn't look at it for them to reconnect and adjust, Twe will cause more problems than good. What kind of thing a man can talk about people to believe? Twe, you now in this country, you cannot say anything that Liberian people will believe it. The only people that will believe you, the ones that can be singing behind you, say, how you can call it? Baku, are the people that will believe you, though. The circle that you have, they are the ones that will believe you. But the large majority that you need will not believe you because they see you as the problem maker. They don't take you serious. If they were to even use words on you, they will call you a criminal. So how much you can I be talking? Well, you go sit down. You go sit down. You go sit. And starting from tomorrow, I'll play some recordings and I will say some things to the people, how the people at the Ministry of Finance. I will say these things so the people can know that what is the problem. They should not blame the president. They should not take that thing to the head of the president. Yes, I will do it. I don't want them blaming the president because it is the angle the people have for people like Twe that they want to translate or take that angle to the president. Imagine the president is in Lofa. To just tell you, right? The president must go everywhere. And you have the people then, they go there. And why can our good friend brother go to the southeast? While the president is in Lofa? Is in Lofa and whatsoever. Wow, brother can go to the southeast. Why you can go south near the ground there? But you be talking things that are very irrelevant. It makes no sense. It also it even aggravate the people, and they think that you are making mockery out of them. Oh yes, that's how they see it. That's how they see it. Fellow citizens, you repel me. Some of you will be afraid to call, but some of you know what you're going through. You know some of the humiliation. You know some of the things are happening. It's good that we let the people know that it is not the president. If even you have an issue, do not blame the president for what Twe is doing. Twe is the problem here. Twe is the problem here. Twe is the problem. He's the problem here. Let's go to the lines on 077. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, mama. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. The Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Information, they complain about budget. The allotment, they don't get the support. Where in this war, the Ministry of Information of any country, it is the sole authority that speaks for the government. But the Ministry of Information has been undermined because Twe wants to show that he has intellectual ability. Who does that? Who does that? But you know what? People will not talk because Twe is close to the powder P. He decides who he gives money to. You have major achievements of the government. What Twe does, he paid certain media people and he manipulates the entire media. They don't say anything wrong about him. What I'm saying, I challenge any media person to say the wrong things about Twe and look in the face of Twe, tell Twe, they think you do that wrong thing. They don't do it. He feels okay and he pays the people not to talk bad thing about him, not to report bad thing about him, but he doesn't care whether they say the bad things about the president. He doesn't care. He doesn't care whether the people say the bad thing or whatsoever. He doesn't care. So now it tells you the level of wickedness where you go to have an arrangement with journalists and don't include the protection of the presidency, but it is the president that gives you the job. You got government ministries and agencies, they're not getting that support. You think that somebody government ministry and agency not supposed to work preferably? They are to work preferably. But when they go to the Ministry of Finance, they decide how much and what to give the people. Then you get this man come there. The issue about harmonization, let me say it, you like it or not, you better put yourself together and put ideas together how to address the issue about harmonization. You sit there and say you're not talking about it for how many more? You can talk about it for 50 years. It doesn't make impact. Is it being agreed and accepted, understood by the people? No. The people still think that harmonization was not correct. What have you done to correct it? How have you engaged it so that the people can understand? When you talk, then they say paku paku. Then they say they're not understanding you. I get different line. Now you don't want me to be working with opposition. Now you don't want to put me there. Now you don't want to put me there. You see? As soon as you talk, people try to say, oh, okay, understand me. They may not do everything. You see me like regular picking it. It is not, but you understand it. It's about the good and the good image and the and what we see as journalists ahead. If the people in government not tell you to stop talking, be talking. Go appear again. Go be appearing. And you see the anger the people will come with. You think say your appearances are making impact? They are not making impact, but they are creating more problems for the government. Like I said to people, you think that the government has not done well? This government has done extremely well. Why the people are not aware of what this government has done? Why? What message is it that you put into the people now? What have you done? Now, the media people you paying to protect you. What have you done to let the media people know? Say, okay, you know what? It is a campaign time. We need to take this trend. Okay, I need to do this. Let the people get this thing and everything. The government has done extremely well. Are you having engagements, community engagements, out of the normal campaign stock, community engagements and everything? Let the people know. Have you been able communication skills? Get these things in the dialect, right? About things the government has done, share across the country on radio stations, let them play them, let the people know what the government has done. You're talking about campaign, you're making fun here. You go sit and be talking all kinds of things, unfunded things, making the people to get angry with you more. Let's go to the lines 077. Listen, I don't hate the people. I don't hate Twe, but I hate what he's doing because it's undermining the re-election of the president. And if anyone in government you do that to undermine the president, I will deal with you. And I will deal with Twe. Tomorrow I will deal with him. After tomorrow I will deal with him. Next week I will deal with him. I will continue to deal with Twe until we can reach the final day they say campaign ends. Yes. 07709079007. If you some of you in government, you don't see what I'm saying. Some of you sitting and accepting and agreeing what I'm saying, but you're not brave enough to come up and say. Some of you, even you journalists, you don't say what I'm saying because you in the pocket and he controls you and he makes you to say what he wants us. He wants us. Yeah. 07709079007. My name is Sekou Sharif.
Good evening, Sekou. How you doing?
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Richard Fomo calling from Brownsville to people Sakobonocha.
Go ahead.
You know, we will get a journalist, somebody like you, in the press, as a reporter, as a journalist, profile person like you. I think you made the media landscape very vibrant and unique. I noticed that you say the truth to power, whether they are in government or opposition. This morning, I monitored Mr. Twe's speech, his interview. But my concern was that his focus was only on the opposition.
He did not. His interview did not yield any result. What did he communicate to the people?
And so, what the government is, give the information to the people from the grassroots to the top. But everything was just on opposition. They are 12 years, what they didn't do, what they did. And that already made me, I get caught on the whole radio off. And to be very fair, I know that you listen to it, and that's the fact. And let the fact be said. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You like it, you not like it, I will talk it. Let's take another person. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. You are on the line, but you're not saying something. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you. Hello. You're live. The lines are bustling. Let me take another person here. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, what's happening? Good evening.
Yeah, talking with Idris Kumar from Towell.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for your discussion. It's a big discussion. But what is not really the problem. The problem is the president because he appoints to it.
Hey, my man, listen, my man. Hello. Hello, my man, listen to me. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Okay, I will cut you off. You can't listen to me. I just listen to me. You don't want to listen to me. Twe is the problem. Hello, sir. Twe is the problem. Twe is the one that controls the fiscal aspect of the government. He's the problem. Let me take another person on the line. Let's take another person here. Let's take another person on the line. Good evening. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Sekou. My name is Clinton Abraham Sele. I call you from up Beverly Hills, Basel Community, Kakata City.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sekou, you have just made me to feel another feeling I have from my very first time I left voting for the CDC. The discussion you have just taken, the standpoint you coming from this evening, my brother, that's just the actual fact. Some of us, our name, maybe our bosses and team will be listening. Our police, to the very places we are from, they will tell us in our face. They will harmonize this government because the government harmonize the salary. You see that? So, and that's just the reality you are saying. And one again, that made me very much happy and satisfied with this discussion is this. Could you imagine some of us, we have given our time, to the team to say, bring the president message, put it on, make it sure, that's the president project or this government working. Put in a video, pictures. We will give our time, go in a community, project it in towns and villages so people can see it and know this president or this government is doing what they are doing or they are doing best. But we cannot receive that in the campaign team and other people that are there in the country doing what they can do and just eating money, and time is going. But yet ain't no
Oh yeah, the men want to eat money. Some of the men saying that time for them to get rich.
lies, and there is nobody to dispel some of the lies they are carrying around. So thank you so very much for the discussion this evening, bro. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Me, I will tell you, you see, I wrote one of the minister at the Ministry of Finance telling us we need to work. The man that is responsible of all the government projects across the country asked me, just show me location. I say get money. Just show me location. I will spend my own money. The man could not do it. See how careless, irresponsible, disrespectful they are when they in government. The things say they ought to eat. Benedict Coluba and all. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Let me take. Yeah, the people are angry, man. What kind of 12 man is this? Good evening. Yeah, what happened to the calls? Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, mama. You are live. Go ahead.
Yeah, how you doing, Seku?
I'm okay, mama. Hope you are doing great as well.
Papa, you really made my day this evening. I'm Hawa for farmer calling from different things.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, you said it all. Really, if our near you are coming back you, because people don't know what we're going through in this country. Some of us go to bed with hunger, you're working more and you can get a salary. It's not easy. It's not easy. I listen to that man, maybe if I follow the video, because in talk, they put icing, they generate icing about water and sewer. He came out saying it's all like a price view. The people saying now you're putting the people is he doing well. And one hour they're suffering people when people want to put that the poor in jail, they put people in jail at the end. Trying to have to resign to go run before they make king a fancy gate. So
someone said he talks over his head.
Bring tension in the country, but we're not happy. We have gone far. I tell you, thank you. That God bless you.
Inshallah.
For the reality, that God continue to bless you and protect you, Papa.
Amina, inshallah. Thank you very much, Mama. You know, this is it we need to do for our country. Let me take another person here. Hello. Good evening. Hello. I don't know why the calls. Why? Yeah, hello. My producer, I don't know how you are managing in the studio there. Hello. Hello. But who's why is it the producer is doing this? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. You are live.
Yeah, Segu. I just want to thank you for your platform. Usually, I don't usually call on your show. I play a listening role. But I hope and pray that the Almighty Allah will increase you in wisdom and knowledge for what you do.
Amina, inshallah.
Thank you.
Amina, inshallah. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. Let's take another person. Hello. The calls are too many. I don't know how.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
How you doing, sir?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Thomas Koy and I call you from the community.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, I want to say thank you for the topic on the discussion today. Like you made reference. Let me tell you to call matters short. Let me tell you, when you're killing this thing, you got to knock it from the head. What a decision someone will choose to make now. You know, all these guys, let me tell you, if you look at the president's face, you see the innocence on these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But those guys that are around, they are desperate, they are wicked, they are heartless. They keep us struggling. I'm from the labor background. I said now for 3 years now because of labor ministry. Labor ministry can't protect me. They couldn't protect me.
Yeah, my brother, we're talking about Twe tonight. Let's leave labor ministry thing. We're talking about Twe. Twe is the problem here, and he needs to shut up. His communicating is not resonating. Let me take another person here. Yeah? Hello. Hello. Tomorrow, on the thing that I will say, somebody saying that, oh, my man, your analysis is very hard. Yes. Hello.
Take another person here. Hello.
Yeah, you are live, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are live. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Hey, God, please go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Pastor from Kakata.
Okay, Kakata, go ahead.
Huh?
Yes, sir, you are live.
Yeah. Brother, let me just take this time to appreciate you for what you just talked this evening. What you said is true. It is true as the problem because he said that colonization, salary can only go on when you have it. And nowhere in it reported that I go can go on when you have it go up, come down. Later he said we are supplying African corn.
Yeah, look at the other thing the man go say. Council Labro supply Africa correct. Who does that? Was it normal when you were saying it? You better start spoiling the team for the president re-election. Eh? The people let the president on. Stop doing that kind of a thing. You better shut up. Hello. You can't say Labro again. Africa correct. We get the correct supply. I know when he's speaking, lot of things come to his head and he just send them out and he doesn't care the impact some of the things we make. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead.
Yeah, calling from Mamba.
Go
My
ahead.
name is.
Yeah, Mama.
That the
Go ahead.
president tried to send someone to put it on the dumper instead of being down there. The president Jackie from America is supposed to rest. Yeah, he going with it.
Oh yeah, because you have people like Twitter, they are not a valuable asset.
They are very deceitful people, deceitful friends.
Thank you very much. Twitter, you need to shut up. You are the problem maker. You want to be talking all kinds of what everything. Let's take more calls here tonight on the show. At 10 minutes to 9, we transition. We tell you something about NBC. Hello. Good evening, 0770. The lines are bustling. My producer is there in studio. I'm not in studio, folks, just so you know. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Sherry, man.
Yes,
How are
sir.
you?
Yes, sir.
Dear brother, I appreciate your talking point this evening, but I think it's belated. This broad daylight should have been given to Samuel 12 when the day he started misleading the president. The day he started misleading the president, when the ratio taking about, he lied to the Liberian people. When the president came from America, Samuel 12 lied to the president. So I just hope that the president will listen and he will make decision. If he win this election, Liberian people don't want to see Samuel 12 as their final minister no more. I stop that far.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Let's take another person. Hello, Mama. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Mama, go ahead. Let's hear you. Yeah, you are live. Please go ahead. You are live. Go ahead.
Good evening, Seku.
Yes, good evening.
My name is Daniel Hamo. I call him a Catholic this evening. Seku, let me appreciate you for your analysis. You know, most of the guys who are in around the opportunity of president, who are in problem, they are misled the president. For example, Samuel 12. I remember Samuel 12 told the people you are supplying curry to Africans. So this is so all the time put up curry in other places down there. What's the policy that says that some of these supplying curry to Africa? You know, Samuel 12, because we are getting the opportunity, but they are not being sincere to the people. So this one, the same thing, I agree. You know, before our president, we are arguing with those who are in leadership because they're not going to have the president, they're going to be the president. Thank you so much for the power.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me take another person here, and like I said, where is the problem? Let me take another call. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Mama. Let's hear you.
Hello, Seku.
Yeah, Mama, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is my Orita though, the president friend from Chigizu Factory.
Hey, Mama, go ahead. Let's hear you. Speak your mind.
Yeah. First of all, I want to tell you thank you for your talking point. But one thing I want to answer to, you inciting people against the president or you inciting people against Twitter.
Very good. Listen to me. It's a very good question you asked. Mama, listen now. Let your son answer you, yeah?
You know, I'm always talking on your show.
Yeah, let me turn now,
But
Mama. You
sometimes
ask.
you always try to Camellia, especially while you're one when 30 ministers not giving it to you, and you can take to Camellia. It can be fun, it is not good. It's not good, Seku. It is not fair.
Mama, you
It
finished?
is not fair, Seku. To be fair, not fair. You can't incite people against somebody. If you know that the person is doing something that you know is not wrong, meet the person. But you can't do it in a way that when the person not get you what you want, then you take the camera and not good. You know what? No. You can't do a general work like that. To be inciting people against somebody, it's not good. You are talking good. What you saying now, you are saying good about the president. But what you say alone can make people can go against the president. I think most of the callers I call you really get them. So that alone, as a journalist, you gotta be smart when you.
Hey, Mama. Hey, man, you left the line. I wanted you to remain. Look, don't take calls again. Let me say something to my mother first before you take call,
Hello?
please. Let me say something. Hello? Hey, God. Yeah, just hold the calls, please. Mama, I understand and I know from whence you spoke. You said I'm inciting the people against the president. There are things in communication you don't understand. I know the law for the president and CDC. You don't have it, then some of us do. Some of us live our life. We nearly die. We were hate because of this government. We still remain firm. We've had offers. We rejected them. There are lots of people in government knew about the offers. We rejected them because we don't want to be ungrateful. We don't want to be sycophantic like Minister Twe. Do you know how many seditions, including you yourself, Mama, you're saying you know what's happening? I'm not inciting the people. If you listen to me, I said they should not blame. There are things that we hear as journalists that some of you don't hear it. There are places we go, you don't go there. Lots of persons in the country, they have issues with Twe. And they think that Twe is the problem. So that anger they have and that vestation on Twe, they want to take that to the president and use it against the president. So it's fair enough for us to make the people to understand, even though the president put the man there, the president did not put him there to do what he's doing. He's the problem. So don't blame the president for what he has done. Vote the president. When the president is re-elected, the president will know what decision to take. You think the president don't know who are the people that are not good in his government up to present? He knows. But he cannot do anything now. He cannot change anyone now. He's focusing on his campaign. When you re-elect him, he's going to take some tough decisions. So, Mama, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah? I'm not inciting people against the president. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Let me take two more calls. 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907. Hello.
Yeah, Seku, how are you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Johnson calling from Portland.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, Seku, what you are saying is right. You know, we have people in this government who are misleading the president, and one of those is Samuel D. Twe.
Mm-hmm.
So if the president will mind, if the president continues to follow Twe, that would be an end of his presidency, because Twe is a criminal. Twe does not mean well for this country. Twe is there to see and look, all his record
How you come in and can say you have done the humanization have go for the entire country? You know people that crying today about the humanization.
Has he been
You're
able to
speaking now
reach
in the
out,
studio or
educate the people,
in the
explain it
at the
better?
national station the morning talking all kind of tap. So you person have to take action. If person take action, it will be bad for him come October 10th.
No, he can't take any action now, but you know, say the problem you get with you should not care to the president. Let me tell the last caller. Hello. 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 Good evening. But what's happening with the people are answering the calls? What's happening? The calls are coming in the numbers. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm concerned and I call continuously.
Mm-hmm.
I usually will okay because on the 12 is one of the still forces within Nigeria. And he had no reason to go on the railway to stop the agitating the people of the Republic of Nigeria. The president does not even understand that the person. So people are coming to me that the country has no direction. The country needs to have direction. It is so saddened that we have somebody there who doesn't understand.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on now. Thank you very much. We have 5 more minutes to go to the news, and let me say this: tomorrow again, I'll come back here. I will talk about Twe. I will take 1 hour to talk about Samuel Twe. Next tomorrow, I will take 1 hour to talk about Samuel Twe. I'll continue to talk about Samuel Twe. Right? If you don't like it, don't listen. But what I'm saying, some of you will call back and say some of the things you were saying about Samuel Twe was true. Let Samuel Twe shut up. He's not a right person for the message. The more time he speaks, he creates more problem than good. Now, folks, because of no time, let me just let you know what we did in a case that has to do with this institution owned by a foreign national. The company name is Market Business Center. We wrote the what's the name? We wrote the Commissioner of Domestic Tax Division. He received a letter. We also CC copy the Commissioner General of LRA. They received the letter. It is about corruption where people are defrauding the government of needed taxes. We have all the pieces of evidence. Let me read you the letter. Tomorrow we'll talk more about this. It says, a voice of Liberia, blah, 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 blah. Our letterhead. It says, Honorable Darlington Watalawe, Commissioner of Domestic Tax Division, Liberia Revenue Authority, LRA, NASCO Building, Painesville, Monrovia, Liberia. Reference, VOL uncovers tax invasion involving NBC. Dear Commissioner Talawe, we present our sincere compliments. This communication was done, approved by our lawyers and the management. We present our sincere compliments and herewith inform you that the aforementioned institution, Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM in Monrovia and 89.7 megahertz in Kakata, Margibi County, and online www.voiceofliberiaradio.com, has investigated and obtained hard facts linking the Market Business Center MBC with taxpayer identification number TIN 500042 located at that time to massive tax invasion, thereby undermining government's revenue generation. Honorable Commissioner, it will interest you to know that during our independent investigation, we uncovered that the Market Business Center has been involved with the importation of a huge consignment of goods into the country, but have chosen to underdeclare their sales, thereby undermining corporate income taxes. Take, for instance, Honorable Commissioner, in the annual tax return report of 2020, NBC, meaning Market Business Center, reported US 9 million plus $9,884,260 as the value of goods in stock. As of January 1, 2020, the company procured additional US $3,295,256.69 worth of goods, bringing the total worth of goods imported to US $13,179,516.69. Of this US 13,179,516.69 goods brought into the country by the company, NBC reported to the LRA that only US $1,240,513.05 was realized as sales, with a variance of US $11,989,364 worth of goods unsold. Fast forward in 2021, with a broad forward of US $11,989,364 goods on hand, Market Business Center imported into the country additional US $2,364,318.11 worth of goods into the country, making the total goods on hand for 2021 US $14,303,321.75. As a way of defrauding the government in taxes, Honorable Commissioner, the company again declared a sale of US $676,924.36, bringing the total unsold goods as of 2021 at US 13 million plus. Honorable Commissioner, it will interest you to know that with all these declared low sales in 2020 and 2021, NBC again imported additional 3.2 million goods in 2022 and declared a sales of $685,975.54, thereby bringing the unsold goods at the end of 2022 to more than 16 million. Our investigation further provides that Market Business Center is not making these imports based on credit. Financial documents in our possession, especially the terms of payments, clearly indicate that the company allots 20% advance and remaining 80% are paid a week before the arrival of the goods in Liberia. Additionally, we uncovered that NBC, the Market Business Center, was initially placed into the category of large tax division, but unusually, and to our dismays, we established that the company has now been placed into a medium tax division, thereby escaping LRA rigidity of large tax. In view of the above, Honorable Commissioner, we are encouraging you to launch an independent investigation into this unwholesome business practice on the part of NBC and ensure lawful taxes due the Republic of Liberia are paid. While we are willing to assist, listen to what we said. I know the news time is on. Please, guys, just a minute. While we are willing to assist in the event of documentation to prove these claims, listen, we said we're willing, we strongly believe that the tougher investigation will establish and expose those who are in partnership with the company to defraud the government. Thanks so kindly, Honorable Commissioner, as we await your timely response to this communication for the betterment of Liberia. Your truly, Mr. Sekou Sherry, CEO of Voice of Liberia, with CC Kape, Thomas Dona, Commissioner General Liberia Revenue Authority. It is a very big syndicate that this government has stole. This company has stolen millions of dollars from the government of Liberia. Tomorrow we'll be back on the show. Up next is the news. My name is Sekou Sharif. I want to say thank you to Dante Wia, Mafila Kamara, Smala Sharif, Patrick Sa for making this edition a success. We've been broadcasting out of our main studios somewhere in the country. My name is Sekou Sharif. Tomorrow we'll be back, inshallah, with the blessing of our parents.
Do not use your mobile phone while driving. Making or receiving a call, even using a hands-free phone, can distract your attention from driving and could lead to an accident.
A message from the voice of Liberia.
Do not use your mobile phone while driving. Making or receiving a call, even using a hands-free phone, can distract your attention from driving and could lead to an accident.
A message from the voice of Liberia. Hello and welcome to News Round on Voice of Liberia 104.1 Morovia and Voice of Liberia 89.7 Kakata, Magibi County. I'm Sam Andrews, the top stories. Liberia's main opposition leader, Joseph Boakai of the former ruling Unity Party, takes authorities of the National Elections Commission to court for not publishing the final registration roll. The National Elections Commission says all is well on course for the conduct of the October 10th presidential and legislative elections, following the arrival of ballot papers and other electoral materials. Stakeholders in Liberia have begun initiating a national dialogue aimed at making the country food sufficient through rice production. The National Elections Commission said all is well on course for the conduct of the October 10th presidential and legislative elections, following the arrival of ballot papers and other electoral materials. Addressing a news conference in Monrovia Tuesday, the chairperson of the commission, David Etta Brown Lassanan, said the materials arrived in the country on Monday, September 25th, via the Rabat International Airport. She said more than 3 million presidential ballots, along with over 3 million senatorial ballots. In the same vein, more than 3 million ballots were printed in the representative categories. Meanwhile, the commission said the materials are under heavy security protection at its warehouse in Sinka. She said the deployment of the materials is expected to commence shortly.
The ballot papers arrived on Monday, 25th September 2023, from the Republic of Ghana via the Roberts International Airport in the following categories and quantities. Presidential ballot, 3,320,500 ballots. Senatorial ballots, 3,402,122 ballots. Representative ballots, 3,403,208 ballots. Ballots are currently in secured storage under protection of state security. Let me also inform you that deployment of ballot papers and other sensitive and non-sensitive electoral materials to the 19 magisterial offices in the 15 counties of Liberia for onward distribution to the 280 voting precincts nationwide will commence in a few days' time. Members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I am also pleased to announce that assorted electoral materials, including ballot boxes, precinct kit, tactile ballot guides, indelible ink, and assorted stationery procured internationally have also arrived in the country. Packaging of materials for the 5,890 polling places began about 2 weeks ago and is currently ongoing. Distribution of these materials to the various county warehouses will commence in the next few days. Printing of the final registration roll, known as FRR, which began some 10 days ago, is progressing well.
Madam Lassana also said the final registration roll is being printed and will be presented to political parties once the process is completed.
The National Elections Commission reiterates that the FRR for the 2023 presidential and legislative elections will be made available to all political parties, independent candidates, and other stakeholders upon completion of the ongoing process to secure the data. As per the law, the list of precincts was published on 11 September 2023. Additionally, to make the process more transparent, as has been done in the past, the final registration roll is being printed to be pasted at the 2080 precincts across the country prior to election day. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you may be aware, elections operations involve the recruitment and deployment of huge numbers of personnel in order to be on schedule for the conduct of the 10th October 2023 general election. The NEC has recruited 79 electoral district coordinators, 382 electoral supervisors.
Stakeholders in Liberia have begun initiating a national dialogue aimed at making the country food sufficient through rice production. The two-day event, which started in Magebe County, is bringing together all stakeholders within the rice value chain, such as the government, development partners, farmers, as well as importers. Speaking during the start of the event, Agriculture Minister Jenny Cooper said the forum is intended to drive policy actions to increase rice production in Liberia.
Let's get intentional about rice production, not just cultivation, not just growing it, because we can grow it, you will not be able to eat what we grow unless we store it, harvest it properly, store it, dry it, process it, transport it, market it, and get it to the consumers. So that is all part of what we are looking at, how we can put all of our resources to making sure that all of the links that make up a value chain, this rice value chain, all those links are strengthened because some of them are broken actually in today's Liberia. They are broken. We want to fix them. But before we proceeded with massive programming, we needed to take stock and we needed to talk. We needed to talk with stakeholders. We needed to talk with our partners. We needed to talk with our farmers all together in one room. And that is, we needed to talk with our scientists because technologies have changed and have improved. People are using